That's right, you're listening to the Plugged In Podcast with Mr. Boo and the very lovable DJ Shy.
That's right, guys. We are back with season 2 of the Plugged In Podcast. And if you notice something new, we have gone visual, right, Shy? Yes, now you can see us.
Yes.
And instead of hearing us. But fret not, if you don't want to watch us on the platform that you want to watch, this episode, the audio version of this episode, will still be uploaded on Spotify.
Yes, sir.
So you can listen on the go. You can listen in your car. You don't have to not pay attention to the road. So Shy, season 2, guys.
Season 2, boo.
How good? How have you been?
Okay lah. I just saw you 2 days ago, boo.
2 days ago. Yes. 2 years? 2 days.
No, 2 days. Wait, when was it? Wait, when did I see you? I forgot.
No, we didn't see me 2 days ago. We talked 2 days ago.
Yeah, we talked 2 days ago. Sorry.
Shy is confused.
I've been alone too long.
We have been alone. So if you can see, we are in the basement studio.
Yes.
One of our partners for this visual podcast and for this podcast series for season 2. Thank you so much, the people of Basement Studio and our sponsors if you see at the lower third area, our sponsors, for doing this with us and taking this journey and believing in us. So we're going to introduce our very first guest for season 2, DJ Shy. I don't know whether you know this person. I don't think you do.
I don't.
But this guy, January 2018, he decided
What?
to take a trip.
To? Pasir Ris.
No, he decided to take a world trip, I'll say, around the world. Not say around the world, but a journey. A journey across the globe. Okay? He decided to bicycle, not motorbike, from Singapore all the way to Europe.
Really?
No, I'm not, bro. He's my friend. I know this guy.
No, bro,
Legit.
you've been telling me you know a lot of people.
Yeah, I know a lot of people, but most of the people I know not really interesting. But this guy is really interesting.
Bring him Where is
Yeah.
he?
So I'm going to introduce him to you guys.
Ooh.
People in the digital atmosphere, the digital stratosphere. Give it up for my friend Danial Natapon.
Thanks for having me.
Hey.
So then, introduce yourself, man. Tell us more about yourself.
So my name is Danial. I just left Singapore in 2018 January. Decided to cycle. At that point in time, I didn't know where I was going to end up, but I knew I just wanted to leave on a bicycle. So
you didn't plan? There was no plan?
there was some plans, but I knew that those plans could just shift around.
So you had a
Yeah.
basic structure lah.
Yeah. So
So what was the basic structure?
the basic structure was to cycle to Thailand, and then from Thailand I flew to Nepal, and then just continue on from there.
So that was the basic lah.
Yeah.
Now you wanted to cycle from Singapore to Thailand.
Yeah.
Upon arriving in Thailand, fly from Thailand to Nepal.
Yeah.
Then
Continue.
wherever the road from Nepal leads you to is wherever lah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you just woke up one day, like you wake up, then like
Yeah.
I want to cycle.
I want to
Thailand.
cycle.
No,
Bro,
So-
I want to buy McDonald's downstairs, so I want to grab food, bro.
Yeah, continue.
So, like you know me, right? So I used to travel also.
Yeah,
travel
so
a lot,
for people out there, I would consider Dan the original nomad lah.
no lah.
Yeah, you are the nomad lah. You will stay in Singapore for a year. Okay,
Yeah.
what I know. Work for a year and not see your friends.
Yeah.
Right?
Because I was
Because
working and saving. Yes.
you save money, and then you disappear for years on end, right?
Yeah.
So, if I'm not wrong, the cycling trip was your third nomad trip, right? Or fourth?
I think third. Yeah.
The third trip, right?
Yeah.
So let's go in steps. Let's go in steps.
Yeah.
The first trip that you went. The first trip that you went, where did you go, and how
So the
long were you
first-
gone?
The first trip was to Europe.
Backpacking through Europe. Is it?
Yeah. It was just a short trip. It was just like a three weeks trip. That was the furthest away from Singapore I've been at. And then that kind of opened my eyes to like, wow, I kind of like this. I like the feeling of, traveling by yourself, meeting new people. Then during that trip, I met a lot of travelers, mostly Europeans, who been traveling for like 1 year, 2 years. Then I asked them, how do you do it? So they said, most of them say, oh, I just, when I'm at home, I work, don't go out, save money. when I have enough money and just leave. So they just do that until like
The money runs out.
yeah,
lah.
the money runs
So
out.
so you with your first trip, right, that 3-week trip, right, you got all this knowledge from all these experienced travelers lah. That led to you planning your
Yeah,
trip number 2, right?
Yes,
Okay,
correct.
where did you go and how long were you away for that?
that one was for 6 months, if I'm not wrong. 6 months to a year, something along those lines. I forgot. But I went to predominantly Europe. So
It was a backpacking trip also.
yeah, it was a backpacking trip. Europe, and there was a short period of time in South America. Yeah, South America. So when I was in South America, it was just to escape the winter in Europe.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So you already planned to go to South America
Yeah.
to escape the winter lah. Okay, so with that second trip, with the knowledge of the second trip,
Yeah.
right, you came back.
Yeah.
You arrived back in Singapore. You touched down.
Yeah.
Did you have that? Okay, now it's time for me to plan my third trip on a bicycle, or like what should I say lah? No,
Yeah.
what gave you that
Yeah,
that
that-
vision? Like,
So that this bicycle trip, it was triggered during the second trip also. So during the second trip, like you take normally for backpacking or just traveling in general, you would take the bus or train, and you will look outside. Wow, those places are beautiful, right? But you don't know how to go there. Like I want to go there, but I don't know how to go there. And like it's not a really touristy spot where there's so many hotels, but I still want to go there because it's so beautiful. So I told myself like the only way to get there is either to just go by myself, by hitchhiking, by cycling, or by walking. So I gave myself these three options when I came back. When I was saving throughout those 2 years, I told myself by the end of 2 years I would decide on how I would go.
so when you came back from trip number 2, you stayed in Singapore for 2 years lah.
Yeah.
You worked in Singapore for 2 years to save for this trip
Yeah,
that you were planning lah.
Yeah.
So what made you decide that okay, the bicycle is the way to go instead of like hitchhiking or whatever?
Initially, I actually chose hitchhiking, but then there was one day I just thought to myself like, I don't really feel comfortable putting my life
Yeah.
in the hands of so many drivers, and then I thought also that maybe it would be a lot more challenging for me to cycle and just be in control of like where I want to go. Because if you hitchhike, there's not many options where you can
Yeah,
just
because he has to travel on the road.
yeah.
Whatever,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You cannot go off-road stuff.
Exactly,
Right?
yeah. So if you're on a bicycle, you see a nice little road that may lead you somewhere even more beautiful. I can just take it. Like that. Yeah.
So like what do you do? Like, okay, now you know, okay, I have to save for 2 years. I'm riding a bicycle. I mean, like what's next? What was your next step? Like, what was the mindset? You know, like.
Actually, when I decided to ride a bike out, I didn't know what to get, what kind of bike to get.
What
I
to
didn't
expect,
even know how to.
But I'm assuming you researched lah, right?
I researched a bit, but I didn't know how to change a tire at all.
Really?
So, yeah, I didn't know. So I just decided, and then I just said, okay, I'll just try to find a bicycle in Singapore. I was hoping that there's a bicycle shop that could
Give you advice lah.
give me advice and all that. It was hard. I went to some neighborhood bike shop, some mountain bike shop, and most of them don't really know what kind of advice they can give, but they just say, oh, maybe just get this bike. You know, it's light and there's suspensions or what. But then I was lucky enough to search on Facebook and stumble upon this hostel called Tree in Lodge. And I went down there.
The hostel in Singapore.
Yeah, the hostel. The reason why I went down there is because that hostel, on their posts, they have a lot of posts on cyclists from around the world to coming down and stay there, and they got a lot of stories of those cyclists. Yeah. So I just came down there thinking, oh, maybe I should just go down and ask those tourists, the cycle tourists, about what I should do. I went down there, met the owner, and then I found out, wow, the owner told me he actually cycled from, if I'm not wrong, Finland to Singapore before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So the owner is a Singaporean.
The owner is Malaysian, but he's living in Singapore now.
Oh, so he did your reverse lah. He
Yeah.
started from Finland,
Yeah.
ended in Singapore.
But even much, how to say it?
It was a tougher-
at a time where internet was not
Oh,
not
shit. So he did
available.
like what in the 90s, something like that.
No,
is it?
Yeah.
I think 2000 early 2000
Was it
or
early
late
internet
late
era?
2000
Like it wasn't like your iPhone era lah.
Yeah, it wasn't where you can just look at Google Maps
Okay, okay,
or
okay, okay.
there's data anywhere. Yeah. So it was.
So you spoke to him and then like what did he advise? What was his advice like?
So initially I didn't have the plan to cycle so far away. My plan was just to cycle through Southeast Asia and see how far I can go.
Oh, okay.
Then
That
when
was the original plan.
That
lah.
was the original plan. Then when I went to him, he said, "Why go Southeast Asia? Southeast Asia is so close to home. You can go anytime. Go further, go." Okay. Go where? Yeah, go Nepal, go India, go Pakistan. So he was the one who fed me all those ideas, all those like poison.
So he was like the devil on your shoulder lah.
Not really devil. I wouldn't say devil. I mean, I thank him for that. Yeah. So he told me what, because he was selling bicycles also for touring, and then he told me for what bicycle to get, what kind of frame to get, what equipment to get, how. So when all the bike stuffs arrive, he even taught me to build the bicycle from scratch.
Wow.
Yeah,
So he was like your mentor lah.
yeah.
Okay.
And actually, he's quite well known around the world in the cycling community,
Oh really?
because all the cyclists that come down, he would always give advice on where to go or what to do in Southeast Asia. And whenever any cyclists have any problems, they will always ask him for advice.
Okay.
And
Oh, I
I
didn't
was
know-
surprised. I didn't know also.
Yeah.
So when I say I'm from Singapore, if you go down, and then most of them who has stayed in Singapore, they would probably stay there and they know SK. Yeah.
So he has like a network of people around the world also lah that has come to him before.
Yeah.
Then if they go back to the country, like he has that network also lah, in a sense. Let's say for example, a guy from Poland come cycle lah, stays at his place, and then goes back to Poland. He will have. Am I right to say that he will have a place to stay in Poland also, or like a connection there?
Not necessarily. Like he don't, like the way he don't even ask for anything. Like he's such a gem in Singapore. Seriously. Like without him, I don't know like whether this trip would be as epic as it would be. But the cycling the cycle touring community in the world, right, is actually very, very close knit. There's like
What's his name, bro? Give him a
his
shout out.
His name is SK.
SK from?
SK from Green Bicycle. He runs a
Shouts out to SK from Green Bicycles.
Green Bicycle.
Green Bicycle for showing my man Dan the way, man. So continue. Like what were you saying?
What was I saying?
You're saying like he gives a lot of free advice on what to do and stuff.
Yeah. So he just told me to, after building the bicycle, he showed me what route I should do, the seasons I should take note of. Because before this, I didn't even think of any of this. I was just
Your head was like just go.
just go, just go. But luckily he did, because I wouldn't have enjoyed it as much, because I would probably be in a place where it's at the wrong season.
Yeah.
So like he did that for you, and you saved for 2 years. How much did you save, bro? How much in total did you
So I
save for this
saved
trip?
about 20k
Sing.
Yeah, 20k Sing.
And it lasted you for how long? How long were you cycling?
Cycling, I was cycling for 1 year.
So you were away. You told me you were away for 1 year 11 months. 1 year 10 months, right?
11 months, yeah.
1 year 11 months. But you cycled the journey from Singapore
Yeah.
to your end destination was
Yeah.
how long?
Georgia.
Your end destination was Georgia.
It was
and it took
not-
1 year from Singapore to Georgia.
Yeah. It was not really my destination. My destination was actually in Turkey.
Okay.
But then when I was in Georgia, I was like,
Okay. Did you pass through Turkey to get to Georgia?
Georgia
Or-
is just before Turkey.
Oh, so you in Georgia expecting to go to Turkey.
Yeah, yeah.
But when you arrived in Georgia,
Yeah.
you fell in love with Georgia and decided to stay for 10
Yeah,
months.
I don't know. So many signs told me to stay. First, I could stay there. Like tourists, like Singaporeans, could stay there for 1 year.
Upon arrival, visa upon arrival 1
yeah.
year.
And with that visa, you are legally allowed to work as well.
Oh, just like that.
Yeah, just like that.
So the application of you don't have to apply like
No.
when you arrive in the airport itself, the stamp
Yeah,
is
Automatic.
automatic for 1 year.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That's cool, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to take you back to. Okay, you save ready 20K. You already build your bike.
Yep.
Now it's time to go. Okay, share with us the first week, the first week of that journey.
Oh, the first week.
Yeah, I mean like what I know is that you tried to avoid staying in like hostels and
Yeah.
hotels and stuff, right?
Yeah.
You were roughing it out, right? You were
Yeah,
roughing it
yeah.
out, right? So I'm assuming like your bike, when you built your bike, it had supplies for you to eat, sleep, your clothes,
Mm-hmm.
all your spares for your bicycle, and everything that you needed to live out rough lah.
Yeah.
Basically like, I don't need to stay in a hotel lah.
Yeah.
So how much were you packing on that bicycle?
So my load was
What's your load?
without the bike was 40 kilos.
So with the bike,
The bike is at least 20 kilos, I think. So 60 kilos I was cycling.
did you have to build up the strength to ride a 60 kilo bicycle?
When I
Or-
was in Singapore,
Yeah.
I didn't.
You didn't train
I,
ah?
I didn't train. I didn't train. I told myself.
Can ah?
I told myself. Okay, the training will start when I leave. So
So basically, there was no physical prep lah.
There was, but I was cycling here and there, but without my load. The first day when I left, that was the first time I had 60 kilos on my bike.
Okay, how was that experience?
Oh, that was the first thing that come to my mind was, why am I doing this again?
So you left.
Like from I was staying in Jurong. So from Jurong to Woodlands checkpoint.
Oh, so you cycled from Jurong.
Yeah.
You left with the 40 kilo load.
Yeah.
From Jurong to Woodlands checkpoint.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And the whole way through, I was like, why am I doing this? This doesn't feel like the bicycle was wobbling. Then somehow it was raining. I have to stop.
The vision you have in your brain.
Yeah,
wasn't it lah?
I didn't imagine the cycling trip to be like this. But okay, already left, so just have to push through. Yeah.
How do you plan like it's like you're going to another country. Data is an issue. Like were you relying on a GPS or whatever? Do you buy like a GPS system?
So actually, you'd be surprised how easy it is to get data overseas. Most of the countries I went through.
You were using your Singapore SIM card lah.
No. I just get those local SIM card.
World travel SIM card. or
No.
something.
Just whenever you head to Malaysia, you get a Malaysian SIM card. Whenever
Yeah lah, but
you-
the thing is, see, now you are in Woodlands. You cross over to Woodlands.
Yeah.
Right. So when in JB, you arrive in JB, you straight away buy the new SIM
Yeah,
card lah.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So you use that data plan for your
Yeah.
journey in Malaysia lah. Then when you reach to another country, you just keep buying. And
Yeah.
buying lah. Oh,
So I
okay.
had like I don't know how many.
But do
SIM
you
cards.
plan the route? Was there like a route for you to plan? Like
Yes.
like a guy you said that guy SK gave you like a map, right? Do you have that map physically on you and
I
to
don't
follow?
just use the phone map. So we what we usually do is just download those offline maps. Yeah, and then on the offline maps you can actually put like bookmarks on.
Okay.
This like you should be here, like a guided way. Yeah.
So like I was asking, explain your first week, bro. Like like
Oh.
crossing into Malaysia.
Yeah.
I remember when you left, you texted us that I think the first night is it?
Yeah.
You slept rough, right?
Yeah, slept rough. I told myself that on the first night I don't want to book into a hotel or hostel. I just want to camp.
Yeah. So you talk. I mean, like I want you to like discuss more about that. Like
Yeah.
where were you?
Yeah, where were you?
How rough was it?
Where
You
was
know?
I?
Yeah, the first night. Like, where did
Like okay, like say for example, you decided to pitch your tent in the fucking jungle.
Yeah.
Why? Why that jungle? What went through your mind? Like, okay, did you go through a risk analysis? You can or cannot. Here can pitch or cannot.
Yeah, I kind of did actually. I forgot what's the name of the town that I was at, but I had two options: either to pitch my tent at the beach, which would give me a beautiful view, but
this is a used beach lah.
it's
Like people go to the beach lah. It's
people-
not like a hidden beach or whatever lah.
exactly. So either I pitch there and like risk my things getting stolen when I'm sleeping or something like that, or I pitch my tent in a abandoned building that like it was under construction, but I think they were taking a break or something. Like nobody was there, so I ended up pitching my tent in that building.
How do you find the abandoned building on your journey?
Just go, you just cycle and then like.
Building
Yeah, I will put like a bookmark there. Okay, if I cannot find any place to sleep, right, I will come back here. Yeah. So I after I saw that building, I still was searching around. Yeah.
Okay,
Not scary,
huh?
Is it not scary?
Yeah, man. Things have to go through your mind,
bro,
right?
Like,
I don't know. What's there to be scared of?
Snakes?
Bro. Yeah, bro. Cockroach.
Like
No,
drug addicts,
Yeah.
like
Ghosts.
squatters. I
At
mean,
that
that's
point
not
of
afraid
time-
of ghosts, I think.
At that point of
Mosquito.
time, I wasn't really.
Mosquitoes.
Oh, I
Shit
hate mosquitoes.
like that, you know?
I really hate
bro.
mosquitoes.
Yeah,
But
so like like
as soon as I pitch my tent has this mosquito
Net ah.
mesh, and then I quickly open, then go in, then zip up again.
so that was that your first night?
That was my first night.
How was it? Like what
It
was
was okay, because
really? It was it like a normal night to
It
you,
was-
or were you like, oh shit, I
It
have
was
to
not
continue
normal.
doing this. I have to continue squatting and sleeping rough, and it's only my first day. You know,
no, I think before the trip, I already told myself that this trip is not going to be like those backpacking trip, and I want to do this. I like camping, and I always dream of camping like somewhere where there's mountains and rivers and all that. But at the start, of course, in Malaysia, is not that possible because of how populated everywhere is. Yeah, but yeah, the first night was, I didn't really think much because I think I cycled about, if I'm not wrong, 70 kilometers.
the first day.
Yeah, 70 kilometers.
And how long did you take to
I left.
to complete that 70?
I left around 7 or 8 a.m.
Okay.
around there. Then I reached around.
You left Jurong lah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I reached around maybe before sunset, like 1 or 2 hours before. I always have to reach a place try to find a place before sunset because it's going to be very hard.
To pitch
Yeah,
10 when it's
yeah,
dark lah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, okay, tell us your journey, bro. Like which country exactly? Like for example, is it Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, or whatever? Bring us to that journey.
Yeah.
Okay, so through Malaysia, I went to Malacca, and then I went in. After Malacca, I went in and went up to Cameron Islands. After Cameron Islands, went down to Ipoh, then crossed to Thailand. There's one border close to Langkawi side there. Yeah. Then from there, I just hugged the east coast line in Thailand. Then
Then where do you end up after Thailand?
after like at the start of Thailand, like there's a ferry where you can take a boat to Myanmar. So I took a boat to Myanmar and entered Myanmar from the south.
Okay.
Yeah, and from Myanmar, I cycle. At the start, I didn't really cycle through Myanmar because it was how to say, not populated. Like it's like
Okay, so when you
It's
say
very-
you didn't cycle, what did you do?
So I took the bus. So I put my
Bicycle on the bus.
Yeah.
So that journey through Myanmar was
only the beginning. So like
because it was
the first-
uninhabited, right? Or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. So the first like 400 kilometers. Yeah. SK also told me like maybe shouldn't because you don't know whether you will have like shops to replenish your food.
Yeah.
And in Myanmar, it's quite difficult to camp also.
Talking about food, do you bring like supplies?
Yeah.
Like army rations. What was the supplies that you brought?
Oh, in terms of food.
Let's say for example, you say like in Myanmar,
Yeah.
let's say you decide to take that cycling route and there's no shops.
Yeah.
Right?
So
what was food?
if I decide to do that, I have the day before I would replenish. I go supermarket, stock up on I usually stock up on pasta, rice.
Oh, so you brought a cooker?
Yeah, so I bought like a camping stove. Yeah, with gas and all that.
So like most of your food were hot meals lah. It wasn't like bread and like.
Yeah, sometimes it's bread. Sometimes when.
But you had hot meals lah.
Yeah.
Even though you were sleeping rough lah.
Yeah, actually, I was not like. I don't think I slept rough. I always sleep like a baby.
No.
But I mean rough is like it's not a hotel lah. It's not a hotel with like a functioning toilet and kind of shit lah. You know. Yeah.
But I also have air mattress.
Oh, you're very prepared, bro.
But this is also because from SK. Shout out SK. So.
Yeah, because you already brought. I'm assuming you brought the pump for your tires.
Pump for my tires.
Then the pump will pump the air mattress lah.
No, the air mattress was so easy to. It's just nice for my body. It's like a single size. And then you just need it comes with a pillow where you can just capture air. Then you push the air into the air mattress.
Oh, it's not like it doesn't have like a pump.
No.
Oh, it's like self. Everything is self.
You'd be amazed how what camping equipment is out there.
I mean, okay, this air mattress thing, this air pillow thing, you got it through research lah. Through SK lah.
Through SK, yes.
So SK basically, I would say like SK gave you everything from top to bottom lah.
Yes.
Gave you the advice on what to buy and bring from top to bottom lah.
Yep.
Oh, shout out to SK,
'Cause
man. I need to meet these guys lah.
My mindset was like, just go. If I need anything along the way, I will get it.
Dangerous,
Yeah,
bro.
that was my mindset.
Bro, it's like my dad lah. My dad is like, if you travel right, you just need your passport, your wallet, everything you can buy.
Yo.
I mean, like I would do my own research a little bit, but the things that he told me and taught me was like, oh man, you should not get this. You should get this. You should really life changing.
Okay, so now you're at Myanmar. You took the bus. Where did that journey continue to?
So after that bus, I just cycled through the countryside
Of Myanmar.
Oh my god! Like Myanmar was beautiful. Like it was farmlands, but the people there are so nice. They are.
When you were in Myanmar, was it like a peaceful time in Myanmar?
It was
Okay.
it was on the south side, so there wasn't
Any okay.
Yeah.
So you cut through Myanmar. After Myanmar, where were you?
So after Myanmar, I went back to Thailand.
To Thailand, Myanmar, Thailand again.
Yeah, I went back to Thailand to catch a flight from Bangkok to Nepal.
Okay. So you told me, you said this a few times. You said you flew from Bangkok to Nepal.
Yeah.
Why didn't you cycle from Bangkok to Nepal?
So if I were to cycle, I don't know whether there was a possible route from Thailand or Myanmar to Nepal, because
So this was upon SK's advice also lah.
yeah, this was upon SK's advice. Another reason was also that if I cycle, I would take quite a long time to get to that place, right? And if it's delayed a little bit, I would be in maybe in India at the wrong season, in monsoon season.
Okay.
So the plans were already in place. Yeah.
So when you reach Nepal, where did continue the journey lah?
So in Nepal, I took a break from cycling for like 3 weeks to just I wanted to, because in Nepal you're already surrounded by mountains. I wanted to
Take it in.
to hike around the Mount Everest region. So I just took like 3 weeks to hike around there.
So okay, in Nepal you went hiking.
Yeah.
Then your bicycle you put where?
So there's I told you the cycle touring community is close knit, right?
Yeah.
There's even like you know couch surfing.
Yes.
Yep.
There's couch surfing just for cyclists.
Oh really?
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
just for cyclists.
So it's the same as what we backpackers use,
Yeah,
but it's made just for cyclists.
Yeah.
Lah. So they only accept people who cycle lah, basically. Is it?
like if you're in a community, that means you are a cyclist already. Yeah.
So you left your bicycle at one of these
Yeah.
hostels
So
lah.
that community is called oh my god, can't remember right now. Warm showers.
So
Warm
the platform
showers.
is called Warm Showers.
Yeah, warm showers.
Okay.
And I've stayed in a lot of nice, like really good people's houses during the trip because of that.
Oh, Warm Showers gave you
A lot,
like
yeah.
a lot of places to stay lah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Besides them, in Thailand was one of the easiest to just camp anywhere as well, because like if you go to a police station or a fire station and you ask whether you can stay, they would just most of the time they would just show you where you can camp in the compound itself.
Within the police
Yeah.
or firefighter compound.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Oh, they're allowed to.
Yeah, it's
You
so
don't have to
easy.
pay?
No.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's really like amazing. Even temples sometimes they allow. Like the first night I slept in Thailand was in a temple. Like
This one is, do you pass the temple or you knew that you're going to sleep in the temple?
like I didn't know that the temple would accept me. I was just like trying my luck. And I told myself, if I don't get to sleep in that temple, I will just like find another place. But when I went in the temple, I just went to like the nearest monk, and like because I can't speak
Thai.
I just bow my head like, can I
Oh,
sleep
you
somewhere?
like that?
I put like camping. Can I camp somewhere? Then he got up, like he asked me to follow. He walked here and there. I follow him. He went to this standalone house, like a hut, but like a proper cement hut. Open the door. Okay.
What
You
was
can-
inside the hut, man?
It was
A room?
clean room, fan, my private toilet. I was like, whoa.
Wow.
Then after that, he left. That's it.
Oh, that means they do like take in visitors. Like they expect like people like.
Yeah, do you think is it a thing?
Yeah, is it a thing?
If I'm not wrong, I heard that it's. I think it's the Buddhist thing.
okay.
You don't
Turn away.
Yeah, you don't turn away
People in
people. Yeah.
So so you stay in Thailand, you were staying at the monk's place, at the temple. Do you stay at the police station or the whatever?
Yeah, I
police
stayed
station?
in a lot of police stations as well.
Only in Thailand lah.
In Thailand.
And the conversation was the same as the temple. Like you came in like, okay, I need a place to stay.
Yeah.
I need a place to sleep, and did they show you to a
Yeah, most of the time it's like that. Some even try to like have conversations like through Google
Translate?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's easy. It's so easy to like communicate with foreigners. Like not foreigners. I was the foreigner. Communicate with anybody in the
Yeah,
world.
I mean
nowadays,
like the basic, to understand basic things is quite easy lah.
Yeah.
It's you don't really need a common language lah.
Yeah.
Right. So okay, so now you're in Nepal. Where was the next destination? Because I remember you came back to Singapore for a while.
Oh
You
yeah.
said you couldn't go to Pakistan or something, right?
Oh yeah. That was before I left. When I came back to Singapore was after Nepal. I went to India.
Okay.
Then I cycled through India a little bit, and I had to fly back to Singapore just to apply for Pakistan visa.
Oh, you couldn't do it offline. As in, you couldn't do it.
Yeah, you couldn't do it like in India
No,
or
yeah.
like in the Singapore embassy.
Only for Pakistan visa I had to come back and apply for it.
Physically or
Yeah,
online?
physically.
Why you cannot go like the embassy or whatever?
Yeah,
Like Singapore embassy in India.
That's their
rule
rule, yeah. Like we even asked whether I can just send my passport over,
They stamp and then come send
like
it back. Is it?
like airmail to Singapore, and then airmail back to me, and then they said no, I have to be in Singapore
Okay,
personally.
I remember you coming back.
Mm.
You spent a week or a week and a half here, was it?
I think a week, yeah.
A week, and then you went back to Pakistan.
India.
So with India,
Yeah.
then from India with that new Pakistan visa, you entered Pakistan,
Yeah.
and this was like terrorist Pakistan, right?
No lah. It's seriously, the people's perception of Pakistan is totally different. If it's one of the most like welcoming countries that I've ever been. Like, if I were to accept everybody's offer to drink chai with them, I would still be there right now.
So literally, they were like that friendly
Yeah, they were like, "Hey, come, chai."
in Pakistan.
Yeah, in Pakistan.
So we have been sold by Western media that is actually
Yes.
something different,
Yes,
lah.
definitely. And it's quite sad because they have, like, the mountain region in Pakistan is beautiful. beautiful.
Do you cycle through this mountain?
Yeah,
mountain?
yeah. I tend to cycle in mountains more than flatlands.
Was altitude a problem for you?
At the start when in Cameron Islands, because that was my first incline.
Okay.
Because before Cameron Islands, it was all flat, and then my average speed was about maybe 20 kilometers per hour. So when I first started climbing, that was when, and then when I climbed, the average speed was 5 kilometers per hour.
Oh shit.
So it kind of like broke my mind, because like, oh, I have another 50 kilometers to reach Cameron Island. If I go 5 kilometers per hour, that means I have to cycle up 10 hours.
10 hours, yeah lah.
Wow. I was like,
So with that, did it break you? Not? Like, were you broken? Like
it was first of all, it was physically exhausting, because it was my first time. My muscles were, I wasn't strong enough to cycle all the way through, and then it was mentally like exhausting as well. So at that point in time, I really tried to like push myself to cycle all the way up, but after a few hours, just like, okay.
That was your breaking point, ah.
Yeah.
so when okay, now you're struggling.
Yeah.
A few hours, you gave up.
Yeah.
Okay, what happened when you gave
So
up? Like, do you get off the bike and like, oh shit, sit at the corner, like ponder? Or?
no lah. So when I was cycling with these two other German girls also that was going the same way. Yeah.
In Malaysia lah.
Yeah, in Malaysia, and they already told me that like maybe at 20 kilometers point, they told me that okay, they cannot cycle, they want to hitchhike. So okay,
How does somebody hitchhike with a 40
Oh,
kilo
so-
Yeah,
group
I was about to
and
ask
a
that.
20 kilo bike?
So you just you only hitchhike a lorry, a pickup
shit.
truck. Yeah.
Have you hitchhiked before in this journey of yours? In that?
Yeah. A
You
lot of
hitchhike?
time actually.
Okay, because the terrain was unpassable, or
One that first time was the Cameron Islands, because I was just too tired and I couldn't cycle all the way up. And then there was a few times where I had to, because I was running out of time. So like in a particular country, you only have X amount of days to be in there. If not, you have to either pay a fine or get deported, or I don't know what was the law. Yeah. So there was one time in Myanmar, so I was like, I already calculated I don't really have time to cycle all the way through, but I didn't know when I want to hitchhike. So I was just thinking, when should I hitchhike? Then the next 5 minutes, a lorry just passed me, stopped in front of me. Hey.
oh really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
Invited you, ah.
wow. Okay. So he sent me to the next city and saved like maybe 2-3 days of cycling.
Well, I find it like really interesting that
They're very welcoming, right?
yeah, in like
Oh,
most of
man.
your stories, everybody is welcoming.
99.999% of the people that I met, so nice, super nice, nicer than most city people actually.
Yeah, and like Singaporeans complain about a lot of fucking stupid shit, right?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
People overseas, and then like we have a guy who really travels overseas, and it's like not what's happening, man.
Yeah, like it sounds like it's easy. Not physically, it's not easy, lah. I'm saying, but like, wow, I would be stressed out, bro. Like if I'm tired, how am I gonna?
Yeah, it's like for me, I'll feel the same way.
Yeah. If you're tired, that's like I told myself like it's not gonna be like I don't have to reach a point A at a certain date time or what. It's like if I'm tired, I just rest. If I don't have enough time, I just hitchhike.
Yeah, but the thing is, see that
Yeah.
the option, the hitchhike option,
Yeah.
like it comes easily for you, like hitchhike. I don't think like whether people will be accepting of it, will I be welcome or whatever, that kind of thing.
Because like when you watch movies, bro, like they always have to do this, they have to
Yeah.
wait, lah, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how like
Yeah.
you like see like you are in a like let's say you're cycling through Thailand, how do you know that road sure got lorry one or sure got you get me?
I mean,
or
you have to, of course, you have to hitchhike at a busy road. You cannot just hitchhike at a kampong road where
so
nobody pass through. You wait until like
So I'm assuming this went through your planning lah.
Yeah.
You try and hit busy roads lah
No.
in your journey.
Yeah, when I cycle, I try to go to quieter roads. It's much more peaceful.
Of course.
It's much more beautiful. Not a lot of noise pollution. Not a lot of air pollution. Yeah.
So only when you plan to hitchhike, you divert your route to like more busier road lah. You
Yeah,
plan
yeah,
it out. Okay.
So like say okay lah. So like
okay.
now I'm in a quiet road, but I know I'm gonna get tired. I gotta find a busy road.
Yeah.
So you move to
Yeah.
okay. So now you're in Pakistan, and you told me like you went through most of the Stan's country,
Yeah.
right? What are the countries?
After Pakistan, I went to China a little bit in Xinjiang area. After Xinjiang area, I went up to Kyrgyzstan.
Okay.
Kyrgyzstan.
Yeah. I didn't really explore much there because when I was there, it was close to winter already. It was autumn.
Did you pack for winter?
Yeah. That's why I had 40
kilos,
Yeah.
okay,
I had like
okay.
sleeping bag that could sleep me comfortably at minus 15 or 20 degrees.
Fuck.
Yeah.
So that was an extra add-on, or that was the sleeping bag you were using?
That was the sleeping bag I was using.
So for example, you're in a place
yeah.
that doesn't require you to keep warm.
I don't sleep with sleeping bag.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I just
that
sleep-
is for like an extreme temperature area lah.
Yeah, because in
Okay.
Thailand, in Myanmar, it was super hot.
Yeah.
Super,
At night also hot, right? I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
super hot.
Okay.
Even during the day, I just sometimes need to take a lot of breaks. Like whenever I see a cafe or something, I would just go in there and like grab it.
Okay, I have this question, like, how was your water situation, man?
Oh,
Like for example, like it's hot, you're cycling, and you know that along the way you are not going to find a cafe or stop, right? Do you have to ration the water?
there was I would always prepare myself for that. So I would always have at least 3 liters of water. So I have like 2 big 1.5 bottles. Yeah, and if it's a hot like country, I have this huge thermos, and I will just put ice in there,
Okay.
and then
Just to cool.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so you went on Kyrgyzstan. Then what's next? Where do you go?
So after Kyrgyzstan, it was Tajikistan. Tajikistan was one of the most beautiful places that I
It
cycled.
seems that everywhere you go is beautiful.
Yeah, bro. I'm not trying to be a dick.
Yeah.
But come on,
You mean like like it's beautiful, we're beautiful. It's
But
like, are we missing out? No?
Yeah.
Shai? I think you and I are missing out.
What?
So when I was in Tajikistan, it was I was cycling along the Pamir Highway, which is one of the
What highway? Sorry,
Pamir Highway.
Pamir.
Yeah,
Pamir.
Pamir.
Pamir Highway.
Yeah, Pamir
What is
Highway.
the Pamir Highway?
I think it's, if I'm not wrong, it's the second highest highway in the world. The first was in Pakistan. The Karachi.
Highest.
Yeah, highest.
As in like altitude high.
Yeah.
And it's a highway
Yeah.
for cars.
But it's not those highways like in Singapore or Malaysia where there's so many cars.
Okay, you have to
Barely any
describe
cars.
because we
It was-
are used to that kind of highways.
So it's just like a single road. Maybe just nice for 1.5 cars.
Okay,
Oh, that's small. is it?
Maybe squeezing 2 cars. Yeah.
so you cross that highway to where?
So the Pamir Highway is from Kyrgyzstan to like in the middle of Tajikistan. So that part I went up to like about 3,000 meters above sea level. Yeah.
Oh, that's high, bro.
That was not the highest. So in India it was like
Are you
4,300.
How do you prep your body for that, sir?
yeah, bro. Don't you feel
Because
cold or
when you cycle you go slow.
Okay,
So you already took so long to
so your body adjusts along the
you
way lah.
acclimatize lah. If you hike, right?
Oh.
If you hike, they say you have to hike every 1,000 kilometers you go up, you have to go down 200 or 200. Every 1,000 meters you go up, you have to come down and stay below that for
For a
one
while?
day.
Oh,
For one
really,
day, yeah, just to acclimatize your body.
Oh,
Shit.
but
Yeah.
because you're cycling,
Because you're cycling,
the pace is slower.
yeah.
It's okay lah. Okay, so now you cross. Where's the country? Tajikistan.
Yeah.
Where was next?
Next was after Tajikistan was Uzbekistan. Yeah. Uzbekistan was another like
Beautiful country.
it was not beautiful in terms of like mountains and stuff.
Okay.
They were more farmlands but much much more developed, I think, and the people there are super nice. Like, I think there were people kept giving food, like water, food.
Like when they saw you on the road,
Yeah. Like they drive
without
cars.
even you asking lah.
No, I will never ask for any. Like they will just stop, come out of the car, take water, take fruits. There was a period of time where we had like bags of fruits, like grapes, oranges, pomegranates.
So you were never shortage of food, lah. Like you always like in a way full, lah. Like
Yeah, in populated areas, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now you're in Uzbekistan. Where do you go? Do you go into Afghanistan?
No, I didn't go to Afghanistan. But
Like you were advised not to, or you wanted to, or you couldn't, or
there was no, I don't know, didn't want
it
to.
wasn't in the route lah.
Didn't want to, wasn't advised not to. Was, if I wanted to, probably I will be advised not to.
Okay.
But there was a period of time where on the Pamir Highway, if I was cycling along a river that was between Tajikistan and Afghanistan.
Yeah.
So Afghanistan was just a stone throw away. Yeah.
And there was no danger for you. Like nobody warned you. Like, no, this Pamir Highway might be dangerous or whatever.
Not really, no.
So I'm assuming from what you're telling me, there was no okay, there is a sense of danger lah. But nobody like went up to you and go like, this might be
Yeah,
a bit
but
too much.
that's the thing. Like, you cannot always think that it's always going to be dangerous, because everywhere else is also going to be dangerous. Like driving a car itself is going to be dangerous. Are you going to stop driving a car to work? No. So you have to like, and most of the time it's over exaggerated. The danger is over exaggerated. Yeah, and
It could be in your mind, kind of
yeah,
thing.
I never felt unsafe ever
Really,
during this trip. Yeah,
even in like
the only times that I was unsafe was not because of humans, but because of weather.
Okay.
Because of weather. So because like I was in the mountains, I was scared of landslide, blah blah blah.
what the fuck,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah lah, of course not. That was like death, bro. Death.
yeah.
They were not danger. That's death.
They were not injury, bro. That was straight death.
They were death. Straight
But
away.
there's always like because those towns that are up on the mountains, they would know there might be landslide there, so the roads are closed. There's always that preventive. Yeah.
Okay, lah.
Okay, so now you're in this Central Asia region. After that, do you move towards Europe? What was the first European country you hit?
I didn't touch Europe at all, because
really?
after Uzbekistan it was Kazakhstan. And then after Kazakhstan I had to cross the Caspian Sea to Azerbaijan. And
So what?
Azerbaijan.
Okay.
Yeah. After Azerbaijan, then it's Georgia already.
Ah, okay.
So after Georgia, then Turkey, then after that you will touch Europe at Greece already. So I didn't. Really,
So you cycled from Singapore and ended up in Georgia in Europe, right? But the main journey was Southeast Asia, Central Asia,
yeah.
Nepal, India, and all that stuff,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay. So when you arrived, okay, you said that you stayed in Georgia for 10 months. So
Yeah.
when you arrived in Georgia, right, and you found out that you had like the 1 year visa, do you go like, oh, I still need to continue cycling, I still need to continue this journey, or it was like I had enough, I had to stop, or was it like, okay, I ran out of money?
Yeah, so it was a little bit of everything. Like it's at that point in time it was winter. I arrived in Georgia like maybe 3 days after New Year's, the 3rd day of January.
Okay, so January 3rd, 2019.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So at the point in time it was like just too cold to cycle. It was freezing when I'm camping, so I just decided to stop for a while until maybe the weather becomes warmer. But then I realized that Turkey is just next door, which like before the trip I already told myself maybe the destination would just be.
But have you been to Turkey before?
Yeah, I have.
You have, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So that was why that you wanted to revisit Turkey
Yeah,
again.
yeah,
lah.
yeah. So
Okay.
the destination was gonna be probably just Turkey, and then I would come back. But because Turkey was just next door, and I kind of wasn't ready to finish my trip yet.
Okay.
I want to prolong it a little bit,
Uh-huh.
and then and then knowing that I could stay in Georgia for 1 year and work, and also I was running out of money. If I want to prolong,
Okay, when you arrive in Georgia, how much do you have left? So you started with 20k.
Yeah.
Sing.
yeah,
When you arrived in Georgia, what was your balance?
if I didn't work, I could probably stay there for maybe 4 months.
Okay, are you allowed to tell me how much you had left when you were in Georgia?
I'm not-
When you arrived, do you remember?
I don't remember. Wait,
4 figures, was it like a close?
no, not 4 figures.
You were already down to hundreds.
Maybe less than 2k.
Okay.
Less than
You were
2k.
less than 2k. You arrived in Georgia less than 2k.
Maybe even 1k, like close to
Okay,
1k.
1k sing lah.
Yeah, 1k sing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with that 1k sing, you could, without working, you could survive in Georgia for the next 4 months.
Yeah.
But
Maybe
like you said, you decided to look for a job and stay there a bit longer.
Yeah.
Like why Georgia though? Why Georgia for 10 months?
Yeah, because I think mainly because of
The visa thing lah.
Yeah. Mainly because of the visa.
Was it easy to look for a job because of the visa?
You have to find it yourself. Like you have to. I went down to restaurants to just give resume, but I was lucky to get recommended. Like I was cycling with this French cyclist, and they had a friend who owned a restaurant
In
or
Georgia?
bar or restaurant, yeah. And then he just recommended me to his friend.
And you got it
Yeah,
immediately.
yeah. I went down for interview, blah blah blah. Then
Okay, we were speaking earlier. You were saying that your salary 1 month
yeah,
in Georgia was 400 USD, right?
yeah,
And you survived on 400 USD,
yeah.
right?
I think
Comfortably.
yeah.
Explain.
I mean, you
tell
have-
the viewers like what was your breakdown of the 400 USD?
400 USD, 100 USD. Out of the 400, 100 was going to rent. I was staying in an apartment, sharing an apartment with two housemates, and then the rest was I was also actually saving for, like, part of that salary. I was saving for like cycling around Georgia. So,
Okay.
yeah, so maybe 100 USD was for food. Is it?
So what do you eat every day? Like what
Yeah,
type of food?
Cool ah.
Yeah, just supermarket cook. Then if
The standard living very low. Is it like things are cheap? Is it?
Yeah. I mean, like, if your salary is 400 USD per month, yeah, food is not that expensive unless you go out to.
Okay,
like,
you go out to eat roughly lunch is how much? Like okay, like a basic lunch is how much?
like at a restaurant.
Let's say like their version of a hawker center lah. Or
They,
like,
they don't have hawker.
no, I mean like
Their food court.
their food courts. They don't have food courts.
They don't have food courts.
Oh,
So it's
cafe
all
or
restaurants.
Yeah,
Okay, so
Okay,
restaurant.
a cheaper cafe, like a basic cafe.
basic cafe. Man, I totally forgot, but it's not a lot, but it's a lot to me because I was saving.
Okay.
Yeah, so I
But
most
okay,
of-
just give us lah the average.
Like a meal lah.
Like a meal, like
plus
10 USD or 8 USD or whatever.
yeah, maybe about 5 USD.
5 USD.
Yeah, 5.
Okay. And groceries are cheaper lah, right? Because you
Yeah,
cook lah, right?
definitely,
Okay.
yeah.
So like you working in a restaurant, you're saving money. What made you decide like okay, it's time to go back? Because you didn't hit Turkey, right?
No, I didn't hit
You hit Turkey, right? You fell in
Yeah.
love with Georgia,
Yeah.
and then like what hit you like okay, I think it's time to go back to Singapore.
First of all, my family keep to go back. My girlfriend also.
Okay, there was one point in time, right? Honestly, I tell you this, that me and the boys, because we come from the same group of friends, we thought Dan was dead. No?
Sial lah.
Because there was no update for like a good 6 months or something like that. Like,
Yeah,
there was
few
no updates on social media. There was no posts.
Yeah.
He used to write like
I keep
he keep updating.
yeah.
You know, he write like blogs, like a blog vibe lah in his Instagram. He just didn't come lah.
Yeah.
Then we just like all of us like I
Yeah.
think Dan is dead. I don't know.
The last update was in Thailand, I think.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was Thailand.
The last update was in Thailand. So you see, imagine like Thailand, then he went to Nepal, then he did all the fucking tan country.
Yeah.
Then he go to Georgia, we don't know.
Bro, why? No, legit.
I don't know. Like, it's very hard to keep updating and try to
Enjoy the
moment
journey.
also,
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then sometimes after a whole day of cycling, you just don't want to do anything. Read a book, maybe just relax. But updating is not relaxing.
Yeah, it's not part of the.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've already explained to us your journey, how you prep for it and everything. You know, like me and Shai, when we go on social media, right, we see like, oh, this guy ride this motorcycle to this country or this particular continent. Me and my husband left our high-paying job, buy a van, drove the van. There was a guy that recently who backpacked from Singapore, I don't know, to Russia or whatever. You know what? What does somebody need to have to be able to do this? You know, I want you to share with our listeners and our viewers.
I think first
you
of
know,
all,
like, is it a mind thing? Like, okay, how do you prep that mind?
Yeah.
Because in Singapore you cannot just drop things and go. What?
I mean, if you really, you have, first of all, you have to really want to. If you really want to, you no matter what, make it happen.
Okay, do you think as Singaporeans we are allowed to really want to?
Yeah.
Knowing us Singaporeans, because I don't know a lot of friends who just drop everything and go.
Yep.
Because of like the money we are chasing in Singapore, the standard of living, or what we need to do to make sure that we are still living and surviving.
You have to sacrifice your old life. Like if you wanna sustain through your journey, to your trip, you cannot keep having like high expense life. You have to be minimalistic. You like when I was saving, every single dollar that I was gonna when I was about to spend, I would always ask myself, is it worth it? Or like, can that? What do I really need that?
So you ask the need and want question.
I ask the need and want. Do I need it, or do I want it? That maybe that $10, that $50 that I spend that time could probably last me 1 week in another country. So whenever I ask that, okay, I'm not gonna.
But as a Singaporean, what do you need? We're talking from a Singaporean standpoint, you see. Because I see like people living in like America lah, in Europe lah. I mean, like I've traveled to all these countries. It's easy for them, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, gap year, ciao. You know, like from a Singaporean standpoint, I don't think it's very easy lah.
What do you mean by why is it not easy?
Because we've got responsibilities lah.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, so you have to take care of your responsibilities as well. So I was like, I'm lucky. I consider myself lucky because, and I'm grateful that I don't have that much responsibilities yet. So why I decide to do all this also because like I want to do it before I get any responsibilities. Some people, their way of their mentality of life is to work on the careers when they're young, and then retire, then enjoy. For me, at the back of my head, I cannot accept that because I know that I won't be always young and like with full of energy. So for me, I really want to get that out of the way before I start focusing on other things.
What would your advice be to people who want to do this? Like, because I'm assuming, like, see, because you say, I want to do it before. I want to do it while I still have the energy.
Yeah.
So age is a factor, you see.
Yeah.
Right.
Actually, age, if you want to do something like what I did, age actually is not a factor. So I've met Dutch lady who...
See, I see Dutch.
Yeah.
I'm talking for like based on our context.
But actually, you know what? Everybody, no matter whether you're Singaporeans or Dutch or Malaysian or Thai, we are all the same actually. It's just your mentality. You just have to change your brain is the most powerful thing that you own. Once you can tap into your brain and tell your brain, okay, do this, and then you just push through to do that. Once you accomplish that, like when I came back from my trip, I felt there's this huge sense of fearlessness. Like I felt like I could do anything, and that was so powerful to me. I every now and then, if I hit any roadblock, I would go back to that space and tell me like, okay, you know,
like you did it before.
Yeah.
So this should be easy.
Yeah.
I mean, like tell us like the thought process lah that someone should go through when they want to do this. You know, like if they decide drop everything. What like you said, mentally your brain needs to have that capability to tell yourself like, okay, I want to do this. But you also should be able to save money.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You should be able to plan. You know. So like share with the viewers like, okay, from step, let's say there's only 10 steps. Let's say so
probably less than that.
Okay, say less. Okay, the 5 steps I give you. What are the 5 steps From your expertise,
Yeah.
because you've been through this before. What are the 5 steps?
Yeah. So first of all, you need to really want to do it. Then you would, like, if you want to learn how to do something, you have to put yourself in an environment where you will learn it. So if you want to do this trip, you will have to ask people for information or knowledge. So the second step, probably meet SK at Green Bicycle.
When you want to cycle, right,
Yeah.
you got to meet SK at Green Bicycle. Okay.
Actually, I think it was 50 steps, bro. SK.
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
And SK cuts 45 steps
Yeah,
out.
bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I honestly feel like, like, I would love to have more Singaporeans just be able to, like,
Yeah,
do this
yes,
lah,
yes.
because like I've traveled with them before, and it's totally different in the world out there,
Yeah.
It's really
it changes your
I've traveled with him
perspective.
before. Like we've hung out, like, in overseas countries before, and it really is a different experience lah. It's different cultures, and I agree to some point that, like, the people are also different lah. It opens up your mind to like, a different view of things.
It gives you a lot more than you think it will. Like like what you said, it opens up your mind, and for me, I felt that I could be more empathetic towards people. Yeah, more compassionate, more kind. Like the people during this cycling trip, I met so many people who helped me that didn't have much themselves, but they helped me to an extent where, like, let's say you go to a person's home who barely who they don't have electricity, no running water, but they ask me, do I want food? Do I have enough food? Do you need water? Do you need money?
Wow.
Yeah.
Different, yeah.
So it shows the beauty of people lah.
Yeah.
Okay, if let's say, for example, somebody wants to do this, right, and can this experience be achieved without doing what you did? Do you think it can be done? Like, without a person, okay, I have never done this before. I want to go on a journey of self-discovery.
Yeah.
Do I need to leave Singapore, the comforts of Singapore, in order for me to have that experience? Or I can do it, I can have a similar experience, but I just need to change the mindset.
Yeah, I think you just have to, like, no matter what, I think mindset is the most important thing. Like what I said, if it's not cycling, if it's learning how to DJ, for example, like if you don't know anything about music, and you have to be mindful and be aware of the progress that you make, and then that progress, once you master how to be a DJ, then you tell yourself, wow, I made it. Like, from day one, I didn't know how to DJ. Then I know how to. So you have to tell yourself, wow, if I can do this, I can do, like, anything else also. Yeah.
Do you think that this power of the mind is easier in other countries than in Singapore because of all the, I don't know, I won't call it restrictions. I would say
I think it's I know where you're going.
Yeah.
Like I think one of the reasons why I left also was and do this trip is because I feel and I know that Singapore is just too comfortable.
It is very.
I can feel it in my bones that I needed some struggle.
Oh,
Yes. So
and you feel that everybody should go through this, right? Especially for Singaporeans, I feel.
wait, maybe you don't need to.
You don't feel the entitlement.
Yeah, maybe you don't need to go through it, but you have to acknowledge that you are
privileged.
you're comfortable. Yeah, you can be out of that comfort zone even if you don't travel. Like, you just put, like, what are you afraid of? What, like swimming? Go and learn how to swim. Those kind of situations.
I mean, I don't like cockroach, bro, but you will never see me in a room full of cockroach. Like, that one confirm.
Fear factor.
That one different a bit. That one different a bit.
Okay lah, we're gonna wrap this up. Just want to say thank you to Dan for sharing this experience with the viewers and the listeners. Basically, what I've learned from it, and my advice to the viewers and listeners of Singapore is step out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Stop being entitled. Stop being fucking entitled. Yeah. Try something new. Feel uncomfortable lah once in a while.
And just
put yourself in uncomfortable situations.
Just do whatever you like. You just put some goal and just do it.
Okay. Before we wrap up, I'm gonna put Daniel's social media contacts in the link below. I'm gonna get SK's contacts and put it below.
Yeah. After this, I promise to update my trip.
I'm gonna get pictures from Dan and then maybe put it in like the comments so you guys can see what you've been through. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This has been the first episode of the second season of the Plugged In podcast. We have more to come, more guests coming up. Stay tuned. Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You guys just need to hear this amazing new
I
beat
think
that's
it's time
happening.
to get this thing started.
That's right, you're listening to the Plugged In podcast with Mr. Boo